Warning, the following video has not been made by a professional in any size, shape, form, or mannerism, so you can attempt the following, but don't expect a good product at the end of it. Enjoy!
Good morning, Breston. It's a beautiful sunny day in Manchester, and I'm going to be starting a project that is not normal, really, for the YouTube channel that I have. We're leaving the bedroom and we're going outside into the natural world, and I'm going to be reigniting a spark that I used to have for garden railroads. I got like a kit when I was maybe 10 years ago, so maybe I was about 12 or 10, and it's sort of been just hanging out in the garden as a trestle for a long time, unused and just in my bedroom gathering dust. And you know, since quarantine, I'm not allowed to go outside apart from in the garden. Thought, fuck it, why not actually try and make something cool out of this? So before I actually get down to making this thing, I'm going to quickly just show off sort of what the plan is. So we have this area here where this initial oval is going to go. There used to be like a standing table that used to be about that level there. So it used to come up to about here, and the track used to be on that. But I'm lowering the whole thing down, so now it's going to be actually nearly at ground level, just to blend in with the natural scenery a bit more. I have an idea of how I'm going to do this. We have breeze blocks which are going to be sort of put into the ground, so we're going to dig a trench around the edge where the track's going to go. So so it's going to go from right around there, along the back, and then down here. And all the breeze blocks are going to be sank down, and then we're going to put the track on top of the breeze blocks after the breeze blocks been sort of put in the ground. So I'm going to do a bit of digging here. You can see the track. Just laid it down quite simply, basically nothing special, just on top of the breeze blocks. It fits quite well. Obviously some of these need to be moved a little bit, so obviously this one needs to go in a bit more. This one needs to come in a bit more as well, more on the diagonal. But it looks like these breeze blocks are about the perfect size for me to actually be able to do this in a nice way. So what I'm going to do next is, now that I know I've got enough breeze blocks, I'm going to stack them up somewhere and start digging the trench, following the outline of where the old table used to go, which is where the dirt is basically, goes around the edge. And yeah, sort of go from there really. We have the trench dug about the height we want it, so you can see the block's not sticking up all that much really. And we got, I don't know, I'm not measuring it, I'm not too fussed about measuring it. But yeah, it needs to be dug pretty deep. You can see, my hand going into not much of a good example, but yeah, it's pretty deep. It's going to have to be dug like that all the way around. But I've realised my wheelbarrow is filling up with soil quite quickly, quicker than I thought, so I'm going to have to clear out the old fire pit hole and move the stuff out of it and start filling it up with the soil so I can actually have somewhere to store it. I can't really put it in the middle, there's not much space, so over there's going to have to do for now. So I'm going to have to clear that out next before I carry on digging. So this is the end of pretty much day one. The trench is pretty much all dug. It needs a bit of tidying up really. If you've noticed, you can see a lot of moss has been pulled up, and you might be wondering, I wonder what he's been doing. Well, you see, one of the pieces of track I figured out after trying to lay it out is missing. Now we did find some of the track under the grass over there, and a little bit in the middle over there, which had been knocked off a long time ago, and I hadn't realised it's in a bit of shitty condition, but there's going to be a whole other thing on the track. Yeah, so I don't know where I'm going to go from here without with the missing piece, and annoyingly enough it's a circle, a bend piece, so I can't even complete a circle shape piece of track with the bits I have. So frustrating, yes, but I may have to order another one. Who knows how long it's going to take to come in the quarantine. But yeah, that's sort of where the project's at the moment, at the end of day one. Hey, welcome to day 2 of working on the Garden Railway. I was feeling a bit burnt out yesterday after losing that one piece of track, you know, which means I couldn't have finished it, but you know, I've ordered some more, so those should be coming soon. Yeah, I've got a good idea of the progress that we've made so far, so I'm going to start laying bricks today. From the time lapse, or you could see before, you can see that my original design has changed very slightly, so that instead of the 2 blocks for the straights, there's only 1 for each of the straight sections, which is 2 pieces of track, so that's 1 piece of track there. Obviously, due to the fact that I'm missing 1 straight and 1 curved piece, I'm having to do a little bit of guesswork, but you can sort of see there, it's not really easy to tell on the camera, but we do have, I'm starting to straighten it out a little bit. And there's also a tree that was here that's been removed. It was growing inside another bush, which is now over there. So it's that one there. That bush has been moved. There was a tree growing right in the middle of it, hiding, and it would have caused massive problems in the future for all of this with the roots, and I would move them all quite significantly. So yeah, as you can see from the video, my process was basically put down some of the sand onto the ground layer, sort of quite deep, depending on how far it was dipping from the last piece, and then building that up and squidging it in with the hammer. And obviously it's worked quite well so far, and then obviously if it needed to go left or right, I'll just put some sand in the left or the right hand side, and then squidge it in and move it around so it's in like level. I'm thinking of also getting some concrete mix, you know, some dry concrete mix, and then just putting that down the sides after this has all been flattened out, and then putting dirt on top of that. So there's Fraser's coming to have a look. Hey! I'm pretty happy with the progress so far. It's looking good. It's looking more like how I imagined it to look. So yeah, I'll hopefully get back to you next time that we'll be all finished. So as you can see, we actually have all of it done except for 1 bit, which we have run out of reuse blocks. Not that one would fit in that space anyway, but luckily we just have just bricks lying around. It's looking like it's gonna join up really quite well. It looks a little bit higher on that side. I don't know whether that's just because of the angle I'm filming at, or it does look a bit higher over there, right? Hopefully it's not slowly going uphill the whole way around. This is obviously the bit where I'm sort of going to struggle, because I've run out of track. Those are the 2 missing bits that's supposed to go right there, so I'm going to have to take those bits off that end maybe, or something, and you know, test it out. But yeah, it's looking pretty awesome. Maybe if I'm lucky, I might even get to run something on this today, just, you know, halfway round to there and then back again. But yeah, if I do that, I'll make sure you guys see it. maybe it's a little bit longer.
Day 3 of properly working on the layout. It's a lovely sunny day again, a bit windy, but yeah, it's not too bad. Today is going to be mostly focused on levelling out these bricks. We have concrete now, so the gaps can be filled, solidify everything in place. And yeah, it's actually not too bad, just a few problems need to be fixed. In other news, the new track arrived, these two pieces. I don't know how well you can see the difference between these ones and then these ones. These are black and new and lovely, and then these ones are grey and dirty and quite old. But yeah, they're just new pieces, and now we can actually potentially run trains as soon as we get some solid fuel. So yeah, today's going to all be about levelling this mess out. After being levelled and double checked with the track on, it's had its first dose of the old postcrete here. I don't know if you can really see, probably get over here, you can see there's the water, so it's like 1/3 water, 1/3 cement. I've got to see it better over here. Yeah, so 1/3 water, 1/3 cement on both sides, just like a little bit. Hopefully this will just keep it in place. The dirt's obviously going to go over the top of this once it's dry, and it's starting to dry already. It's quick drying. Yeah, so it should be good. After letting it dry overnight, you can see these are solidly in place now. Those are not going anywhere, especially, and that's only a tiny bit of concrete at the bottom there, just along the bottom. Not quite sure what this is. I don't know if it's something to do with how the block has reacted, the breeze block has reacted with it. But I don't think it's too bad. This is going to get covered now. Once this is all dry, I've just done a little bit more of there because we need some more concrete. Once this is all dry, the soil's going to be placed back in here, and then up to the middle line, so right across there in the centre, and on this side as well. And after that, the track will pretty much be ready to lay properly on top of here, and then that'll be a whole new video. But yeah. Filled in. This has been filled in up to here, and then that middle bit is still in the process. But yeah, it's starting to come along. The bush has been cut back as well, so is that one there. It's both been cut back a little bit. Next on the agenda is the sods, which we got from further up the garden when we were making the fire pit. These are going to lie between the top of this brick and the ground here, and hopefully they'll bed in and be nice and part of the scenery, and eventually it'll be a nice slope up to the track here. Hopefully this is going to work. I've never done this before, as with most things here. These are feeling pretty solid. I'm super happy with how they've come out, and yeah, can't wait to actually start using this properly. The fruits of labour paid off. The grass is down. These are the sods from up the top of the garden that were left over. Come over here as well, you can see there's a really nice gentle incline along all the side, and it's actually started to look, it's obviously not bedded yet properly, but it's starting to look really quite good, and really blends in with the rest of the garden. Obviously there's a bit of mess here that needs maybe some more grass seed, and obviously back here as well, but in general I'm super happy with how that's looking now. It's starting to look a lot neater and less like a building site, more like a model railway. Just to talk a little bit about how these were put in, so we dug down a little bit, just this size of the turf, and then the dirt from this side was placed up there, so to get it sort of sloping, and then placed on top so that it sort of gets flush with the grass here. You can sort of see the kind of incline we're going for. Yeah, there's some gaps here which will be filled with dirt and stuff, but eventually the grass is going to spread probably all over here.
as long as I keep watering these every day, and I'll probably do that for the next couple of weeks, just to make sure this grass doesn't die, because it could at the moment until it's properly bed in. But yeah, it's looking pretty good.